Morning, everybody. I'm testing out a new microphone. My old microphone got a lot of static in it, probably just wear and tear. Today's motovlog is, I'll call it shipboard memories. I had a few memories and conversations with some co-workers about things I did that happened in the Navy. The first memory I had was when there was a visit, or going to be a visit, from an admiral on one of the ships I was on. And so we had to clean the flight deck and get everything ready to receive the helicopter that was carrying the admiral. And it was somewhat early in the morning. I'd say about 6 or 7 in the morning. And it was rainy, it was overcast, kind of cold. So, you know, we didn't have rain gear on, but we had our jackets on. And we were just staying inside the hangar until it was time for the Admiral's helicopter to land, and then we go out. And I can't remember if I was the landing signalman or just one of the safety observers on the flight deck. But anyway, I had to participate in the event. So we're waiting, and standing in the hangar, and the captain of the ship, Captain Beasel. Whoa, what are you doing? That was weird. Captain Beasel comes up to me and says, "Morning, sailor," or I can't remember what he called me, but he said, "Morning, how you doing?" And back then, I was kind of a half-empty kind of guy. And I was like, "Oh, it could be better, sir." And so he stops, looks at me, goes, "What are you talking about? What do you mean it could be better?" It's like, well, it's rainy, it's cold, you know, the sun could be out, weather could be a little warmer, you know. And he just goes, "Oh, you guys always complain." And he walks off. And by the way, Captain Beasel was a pilot, and was a Navy aviator, but as he got promoted, became captain of the ship. So, yeah, those are interesting times. The next memory was when I was watching a video from Just JoJo, and she was talking about how her daughter likes the cereal, come on, memory, Lucky Charms. So the memory was about Just JoJo's daughter, who liked Lucky Charms cereal, and she would always eat the marshmallows, or I don't know why they're called marshmallows. I guess just because they're just sugar. But they're crunchy, they're hard marshmallows. They're not, you know, soft, fluffy marshmallows. But anyway, when I was on deployment, the galley was the dining area, and they would put out a big box of those single-serve boxes of cereal, and they were just assorted, all kinds of cereal. You know, you had what do you call them? Honey. I don't think they had honeycomb. I know they had like Cheerios, Frosted Flakes. They had the Lucky Charms, and some other cereals. Was it Raisin Bran? So just a box of assorted cereal, 2 or 3 of each kind. Well, usually during breakfast, one of the kitchen workers would bring the box out, and we had a dispenser, a cereal dispenser on the wall, and they would just put whatever was in the box on this dispenser. Well, what some of the guys would do is they would they would kind of stalk the stalk, S-T-A-L-K, the kitchen worker to see when he would come out to bring the cereal box. And when the kitchen worker opened the cereal box, they would jump in and grab the Lucky Charms first. If they saw Lucky Charms, you know, and I mean, it was just like flinging the other boxes of cereal looking for the Lucky Charms. I don't know if it was just a boredom thing or just a prank or what, but I saw it happen 2 or 3 times, and you know, and if I was in the galley, I would usually just eat the hot breakfast. They would serve, you know, eggs and grits and whatever, and I wouldn't really eat the cereal. But if they had Frosted Flakes, I would get the Frosted Flakes and eat the cereal with milk. They either had a milk dispenser or they would have boxes of milk. What do we call it? DHT, hot. Anyway, very high temperature. What do you call it? High temperature something milk. And you know, but it tasted like milk to me. But anyway, so yeah, one day I was going through the galley, and I think we were in port, so most everybody had already gone out to most everybody had gone out on Liberty to the city, and so there was only a skeleton crew on the ship. So nobody wanted to go to the galley to eat breakfast. They wanted to eat breakfast out in town. But I think I had duty that day, so I didn't have to work per se. I just had to be on the ship in case something was needed. So I got up a little bit late. Usually get up about 6 in the morning, and my work shift starts at 7. So I get up at about 7. And, you know, get dressed and go out. I had to walk through the galley to get up to the flight deck where I work. And so I go through the galley, and I think breakfast was over because I woke up after the shift started. So the galley was basically empty. And I go in there, and that big box of cereal was sitting on one of the tables. So I'm like, maybe I'll grab a couple boxes of cereal and just snack on them in my shop. So I look in the box, and it was full. Not one box of cereal was taken out of that big box. I'm like, yeah, well, I wonder if there's any Lucky Charms in there. I opened the rest of the box, grabbed the non-Lucky Charms, and I put them in the dispenser. And I see that there's only like 2 boxes of Lucky Charms in this whole big box. I think there are like 40 or 30 or 40 boxes of cereal in this big box. And of course I grab the 2 boxes of Lucky Charms, and I grab a couple of boxes of the Frosted Flakes. And then they had the box, an area where they had boxes of the high temperature milk. So I grab a couple of boxes of milk, and I go up to my shop, and I don't think beforehand I ever had any Lucky Charms. I always saw it, but Lucky Charms was kind of like the Cadillac of cereal back then. I was very, very financially lean back then, so I didn't buy anything extra to survive. So I never had Lucky Charms before at that time. So I go up to my shop, sit down, and have my cup. We had our own cups of coffee. So I had my cup that was empty, rinsed it out in the sink, put the Lucky Charms. I can't remember if I put it in the coffee cup or if you can cut open the cereal box and pour the milk in the cereal box and just eat it out of the cereal box. I can't remember, but I remember eating it with milk, and I'm like, it was okay. And the marshmallows were tasty. You know, they were just sweet and kind of crunchy. And the cereal didn't have as much sugar or wasn't even sweet. I don't remember. But I just remember it was not a good combination for me. So then after I ate the cereal with the milk, I had that second box and I was still hungry. So I just opened the box and ate it dry. And it was a good, decent dry snack. But overall, I'm not a big fan of Lucky Charms. I don't know if it was just a memory thing. You know, those guys who just had to have Lucky Charms. I don't know if that's just they grew up with it, so that brought back memories for them. But for me, not a big Lucky Charms guy. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys like Lucky Charms? I like Frosted Flakes. I remember when as a kid, we would get Cheerios and we would get just regular corn flakes, and sometimes, if we were lucky, we would get Diggum Smacks, corn puffs. And when we would just get corn flakes, my dad would give us the little container of sugar, and we could get a couple of spoons of sugar and just sprinkle it on the corn flakes. And yeah, it was okay. And my brother, my cousin brother, talk about that later. One day, I can't remember if somebody told him the idea or he just had the idea to, and I mentioned this in one of my other videos. He took peanut butter and he put peanut butter in the cereal, in the cornflakes, and I thought it was gross. I was like, "Ugh, that's not a good combination." It's like, I like it. It's like, you should try it. It's good. So I don't think I tried it that immediate time, but later on I did try it. I was like, man, that is good. So now I like adding peanut butter to things once in a while. I don't eat a whole lot of cereal nowadays, mainly because I just don't eat breakfast. But when I do eat breakfast cereal, if I think about it, I would put peanut butter in the cereal. So there you have it, a couple of memories of my shipboard days. Hope you guys have a good breakfast this morning. Later.